A look at changes coming to Leibolt Field, info on Devilette tryouts, and another look back at the old days in Richmond. All today on the Air. I'm your host, Eric White, and welcome to On the Air. Soon, renovations will begin on and around Leibolt Field. Last year, we got new field turf. This year, a new track and possibly a new entrance.
Good morning. I think there have been some information out there that is worthy of note for this spring. Soon, we hope it warms up, and we're hoping that once that begins, we think about the beginning of the first week of May, we'll begin construction on the new track here at Richmond High School around the new Leibolt Field, and we're looking forward to that, the new and improved surface, some of the things that will be going on with the field events and the construction that will happen. That should be completed by the end of the school year, and will obviously that eliminates a little bit of the things that we normally have here at the high school as it pertains to track during the spring because of the construction. But it'll be well worth it when that project is completed, and we'll have a new facility for our track program to run on. Also, something that has come up, we recently displayed some proposal ideas with the new entrance to Leibolt Field, and those have been proposed by Mr. Knapp's drafting class in conjunction with some of the plans and some of the thoughts that we've come up with. That is a proposal at this point. We have not made any decisions, or we haven't started or thought about when a construction point is. So a lot of people have suggested that it will be completed by this fall. We are not at that point yet. It is just a proposal. And although we're excited about the entrance and some of the things that we're thinking long-term in terms of our on-campus facilities, the outdoor facilities here on campus, whether it be all the way around from the practice fields to the softball field to the tennis courts, we're excited about some of the ideas and plans that we're putting together. But at this point, they're just that. They're just plans. So we look forward in anticipation for what is to come, the track project, but also what we're thinking can happen in the next few years here at Richmond High School and Richmond High School Athletic Department.
Now on to the announcements. Juniors who are interested in cadet teaching, remember to see Mrs. Ramsey or your counselor for more info. Interested in being a Devilette, tryouts are coming up soon. There will be an informational meeting on April 10th from 6 to 7 in the choir room. Then on April 22nd, an optional clinic to prepare for tryouts. There are 2 required clinics, then on the 28th and 30th of April for formal tryouts. If you want more information, see Mrs. Runnels. Ladies, remember tomorrow is the deadline for getting in your application to Paint Purdue Pink. On April 11th, you could spend all day exploring science, technology, engineering, and math programs at Purdue's Richmond campus. See Mr. Hilbert or Mrs. Porter for more info and an application. There's still time to sign up for prom even if you haven't turned in a down payment. Remember, full payment is $50 and must be in by April 25th. See Mrs. Van Meter for more info or to make your payment. Seniors, if you're staying here in Richmond to go to school at IU East, Ivy Tech, Purdue's Richmond programs at Earlham, then you should apply for an RHS Alumni Scholarship. Get the application from your counselor to apply for one of these $500 scholarships. Deadline is this Friday. Remember, it's time to start thinking about dresses for prom. You can get one from the RHS Prom Store this week for free. That's right, free. Just see Mrs. Crow or Mrs. Lepresti to sign up for a time to get a look at over 700 dresses for the girls and lots of suits for the guys. Make your selection this week and it's free to use for prom. Would you like 2 free tickets to the movies? Well, if you stop by Morrison Reed's library and take a quick survey, you could get just a couple. Just go to the children's department at Morrison Reed's and complete their teen survey and you'll get 2 free tickets to the movies. Now for a look at the Red Devil forecast, and it's a wet one. Rain moves in this morning and will stick around to early tomorrow morning. We could even see some storms overnight. Highs will reach the low 50s today, but we won't see any sun until late in the day on Friday. Lows only drop to the mid-30s before again climbing to the mid-50s for Friday. The moderate rain might return this weekend for a wet start to spring break, but there's still hope for some sun and warmth for the early part of break. Make sure you're back tomorrow to see what the Red Devil forecast says about spring break. As we close today, we take another look back at Richmond, this time all the way back to a look around town in 1928. Enjoy and have a great day.
In 1902, the Richmond Electric Street Railway and Interurban Company extended its service to Centerville, building its line along the south edge of the National Road. In 1903, interurban service from Dayton through Richmond to Indianapolis was opened. New car barns and shops were opened at Southwest 5th and National Road, where Cox's Market now stands, and a new interurban terminal was built on South 8th Street, just off of Main Street. Just after World War I, the Second National Bank opened for business in its new building at 8th and Main. 1928. Enter the home movie camera at the same building, the Second National Bank building at 8th and Main Streets. Notice the increased car population. Here is the south side of Main Street between 7th and 8th, now looking west from 8th Street and now looking east from 9th Street. The new Tivoli building was built in 1927, and the new Richmond Leland Hotel just off Main Street shortly later. Here again is the Hutchison building at the corner of 8th and Main Street, and pedestrians doing their shopping. In Richmond, Ed Mills takes his movie camera to the corner of 7th and Main Streets looking east. He drives east across brick-paved Main Street Bridge under the C&O Railroad Bridge and up the hill into town. At the corner of Northwest 5th Street and Kinsey Streets on Richmond's west side, another photographer records traffic activity at the home and on 5th Street. The ground on the west side of 5th Street, vacant this fall of 1928, is now occupied by Interfaith Apartments.